Are you struggling right now to be motivated? I know I've had a few days where it has been a challenge, and I don't think I'm alone because I've got clients and other people asking me about motivation. So today I'm going to be talking about motivation, what causes it, what drives it, and how we can find it. These are the notes I've made in just a few hours on what is motivation, how do we get it, and why do we need it. Turns out there are shed tons of studies on this, and there's a lot of research still ongoing because we don't really understand exactly what creates or takes away our motivation. It's really complex. In fact, it's gotten to the point where I'm pretty convinced it's more complex than our immune systems. But I'm going to try and break it down to some simple facts for us all here today. So first up, motivation is either the desire to move away from or towards something. We usually think it's towards a goal, but we can also be motivated by fear. So in other words, the carrot or the stick. Now, we have both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. There are several other versions, but I'm just going to keep it simple. Your intrinsic motivation is things like your emotions, your values, your bigger why. If you don't know what your why is, go Find Your Why by Simon Sinek and use an accountability buddy, or contact me in my DMs. It's something that I offer as part of my coaching services, and we can find your why for you. It's about your autonomy and your freedom. It's your own internal locus and desire to do things that is driving it. Your extrinsic or external motivation is about everybody else and the world outside of you. It is about validation, and it's about status and how other people recognize you, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Extrinsic motivation can be about helping other people and serving them as well. Being able to serve and provide towards others can be a massive motivator for some people depending on their values. So they are both connected, and if we are losing either, then it becomes difficult to become motivated. So let's talk about why you might not be motivated right now. Maslow was a really intelligent guy who came up with a theory of our basic needs. We need to feel physiologically safe, so be able to have enough food, water, shelter, clothing, reproduction, etc. This has been threatened when we couldn't get hold of food. After that, we have safety needs, so our personal health, those of our family, our finances. After that, we have love and connection or belonging. This is all of our friends, our family, our social connections, being part of a group, going to the gym, going out and seeing a lot of friends, maybe things that we're contributing to in our community as well. All of these help us feel connected and like we belong, and belonging is vitally important for human beings. Second to last is self-esteem or esteem. This includes self-esteem, recognition from others, achievements and awards. And we need this before we go up to the highest level, self-actualization. And self-actualization is that place where we want to become the best that we can be. Now, you can sort of see the issue that we might be having with Corona hitting us. First of all, we weren't sure what food and supplies we could get readily available, and this takes away our base of our fundamental needs, which are physiological ones. Next up is our safety. Now, our resources were threatened. Toilet paper is one of those, and that made us a little bit worried too. We also were worried about our finances, our jobs, and our health. Add to that the fact that we are isolated, either with a very limited number of people or completely on our own. When we can't bond socially, we don't know where we belong, and this affects the next two levels above. If we can't understand our place in the world, we struggle to be motivated and have a desire to be any better than we already are. We need a baseline, and we need to know how we fit into the world surrounding us. Without these things, we can start to feel lost and disengaged. If we don't have certain tasks each day, a normal routine, or anything to make us feel productive or connected, then we can struggle to have self-esteem. And that's right, you guys have guessed it, if you're following the triangle by now, if we don't have any of those things, or if they are all partially under threat, then having a desire to be the best that we can be motivated towards any kind of goal is going to be a struggle. So I hope that helps you understand why you might be struggling with motivation right now. If you are, don't worry, you're in the same boat as many people, and I have been there too. Just because I'm a coach and I've been doing the personal development stuff doesn't mean I don't have my wobble moments too. Please remember that and forgive yourself when you have them. Let's move on and up, and let's find out how we can fight this. Now, I want to start with debunking a myth. I hear so many times, I just want to be motivated. Motivation is not what starts this process of moving towards something or away from it. Motivation is what happens after the results have come in. So when we start seeing results, that's when the motivation really kicks in. There's tons of things I can say, but I'm going to start with an incredible woman, Mel Robbins. If you haven't heard of her, go check her out. She came up with the 5-second rule. This is something that has changed my life. So it's simple. If there's something that you're procrastinating on or something you want to start but you don't feel the motivation for, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. It's like a launch for a rocket. It gives you the permission to get going. Once we've got over that hurdle, everything else is going to be easier. And don't give yourself any excuses, because what happens when we think we're going to do something and then we get in our own way is our brain comes up with all of the reasons why we shouldn't be doing it, and then we procrastinate, we don't get the results, and then any energy we had going into that is stopped. Break the procrastination habit now. Another rule that I like, partly because, hey, who doesn't like Goldilocks, and it's easy to remember, is to play by the Goldilocks rule. This means that you find the place that is just right for your growth and learning. Your comfort zone is too little growth and learning or pressure. Your stress zone is too much. The place that is just right is your stretch zone, and you want to be in this as regularly as possible. If you're not sure how to get into that, I can set you a few little personal challenges based on your goals. Just DM me. Plan and structure your day and the things that you want to achieve. When you finish a day with a list of things that you can tick off, no matter how big or small, this is going to give you a hit of dopamine and it's going to help you feel like you've achieved something. Finally, I cannot recommend enough getting an accountability buddy. It's been shown that writing your goals down versus just thinking about them makes us 60% more likely to achieve them. Telling another human being and getting them to hold you accountable will make you 93% more likely to achieve them than simply keeping them inside your head. We are our own worst enemy. We know how to fight ourselves the best. So when the procrastination monkey sinks in, we need to reach out and ask our accountability buddy to help us find that little kickstart to get going. I hope that's helped, guys. I know it's a whistle-stop tour, but really motivation is a massively complex subject and we could talk about it for hours. It's something that so many people are still researching and trying to fully understand. So if scientists and psychologists can't understand it fully, with a whole host of research being done, you shouldn't be beating yourself up about not knowing how to motivate yourself all of the time. These times are challenging and we're gonna find it difficult. Remember your sense of purpose and look at the bigger picture. We will get out of this. I'm here for you. Remember to DM us if you have any questions. And don't forget, I have free sessions available to anybody who needs space to think, find their whys, connect to their values, or make a plan. It's a cat toy because, like, there are no sticks apparently in the garden because there are no trees, but it would be helpful if I could remember it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Flour is still a currency. I know I have some flour and I've been trading it for a very lucrative business. Okay.